Welcome to my PowerPoint presentation on why Invocation perks are bad perks in Dead by Daylight. There are currently two Invocation perks in the game, Invocation Weaving Spiders and Invocation Treacherous Crows. Invocations, as a genre of perk, involve the equipped survivor to perform a ritual at the salt circle in the basement for 60 seconds. Other survivors can join in on the invocation to accelerate its progress. Once completed, the invocation grants its bonuses and inflicts a penalty on the survivor who began the invocation. Weaving Spiders permanently reduces each generator's maximum charges by 10 and permanently injures the caster. Treacherous Crows cause the killer's aura to be revealed to all survivors for 2 seconds when the killer scares a crow while a survivor is within their terror radius. It also permanently injures the caster. Invocations are not cast simultaneously, but can each be cast separately. Once an invocation has been cast, the invocation perk is disabled for all other survivors for the remainder of the trial. Invocations are a unique perk type, and I think their concept is okay, but they are much too weak in their current iterations. Currently, both invocations permanently inflict broken on the survivor who cast the invocation. As it stands, becoming permanently injured is an incredibly harmful downside for which very few bonuses are worth enduring. I don't know if this was done because behavior thinks both of these perks are worthy of such significant drawbacks, or because permanent injury is meant to be the default consequence of casting an invocation. In either case, it bottlenecks the potential of these perks because losing a health state combined with the time investment requires a very strong effect to be worth it, but you cannot have an effect that is too strong lest it become unfair for killers to deal with permanently. Moreover, you cannot cast invocations at the same time. Unlike Scorch Hooks or Boon perks, only one invocation can be applied at a time. While you are able to cast each one independently, this effectively prohibits use of more than one invocation per trial, as the time investment required would certainly become greater than the benefit received from more than one invocation. Additionally, casting one invocation alerts the killer, so remaining in the basement to cast a second becomes much more dangerous. If one could cast multiple invocations at once, you could at least use Weaving Spiders as a means of recouping the time cost from any other invocation and therefore mitigating the time cost aspect of these perks. I think there are a few ways to approach improving invocations, but I don't think they need to be done altogether. Here are my thoughts. Number 1. Allow multiple invocations to be cast at once. Number 2. Buff the effects to be worthwhile. Number 3. Create more variety in the consequence of casting an invocation. The following proposed changes are made under the assumption that invocations will still be casted individually rather than being performed all at once. For Invocation Weaving Spiders, I think the broken status is a fair trade-off for its effect, but I would bump the charge reduction at least up to 12 charges, and I think it could go even up to 15 charges per generator without becoming too overbearing. At 12 seconds, this would at least cause the time investment to break even. Since you invest 60 seconds and its benefit is effectively limited to the 5 generators you need to repair, this math works out to be 12 charges per generator. The trade-off then becomes the permanent injury equating to the permanent charge reduction, wherein the shorter chases are gambled against the reduced potency of the killer's regression effects. For Invocation Treacherous Crows, I think a much softer hand is in order. For one, the perk now immunizes survivors from scaring crows to allow the perk to be used effectively in chase, no longer requiring a survivor within the terror radius, and also provides longer aura reading on the killer. Because the invocation wastes 60 seconds of objective time, I strongly think that the broken status is overkill. Instead, the perk now reveals your aura each time you read the killer's aura, meaning that the invoker is at risk of being hunted relentlessly. This also fits Tori's theme wherein she is willing to risk her own safety to appeal to the entity. Thanks for watching, leave a like, and put your thoughts in the comments below.